Hello, everybody. Man, I wish I looked as cool as I did in that background there. How's it going? Oh, Does It Toggle will begin soon. Does It Toggle has begun. Does It Toggle is here. Let's get rid of that banner. Hello and welcome. Welcome all of you fantastic folks out there on the internet who have tuned in here to check out this awesome live stream with me, Andrew, a Kubernetes newbie who today live on stream is going to have some fun, not only learning Kubernetes or exploring Kubernetes, I guess I should say, but also adding feature flags to Kubernetes. And now you may be asking yourself, why, Andrew, are you deciding to add Kubernetes to things or feature flags to Kubernetes? And it's because if you're new to the channel, it's because I was just away in Paris at KubeCon, which is the KubeCon Cloud Native Con, which is like the big one, or actually I think it was the largest event for folks in the cloud native space. And it was amazing. And I got so inspired while I was there that I wanted to come back, and I do these streams fairly often. And don't worry, I'll tell you what these streams are all about in just a minute. But it inspired me to want to explore Kubernetes a little bit more. And shout out to all the amazing people that are out there that enable all of this Kubernetes stuff to happen and who have inspired me to go and explore this. And so hopefully I do you justice. So first thing that would be really helpful before I explain, excuse me, is I'd love to know if you're watching how audio and stuff is sounding. So if you're on Twitter, I don't think you'll be able to tell, but if you're over on YouTube or you're on Twitch and you can actually like put a comment in there. I'm also watching on X and stuff. So yeah, let me know how my audio is. I got my microphone set up over here. Let me get it a little bit more in view so I can seem like a really cool streamer. Maybe I'll get it off view because I can get better. Yeah, there we go. Let me know how my audio is. Let me know how my video is. Let me know all the things. I'm going to fix my hair live on camera too. Look at that. Beautiful. We got our glasses game there. That did fix my hair. Not at all. And I'm going to take a sip of water because I am recovering after that trip, which is long because I'm based in Canada, recovering from a little bit of a cold. And I think it's from travel, but yeah. All right. So first things first, where have you stumbled upon here on the internet? Well, let me pull up this banner again, this cover. You are here on Does It Toggle, which is a live coding stream with DEVCYCLE. What is DEVCYCLE, you ask? Well, DEVCYCLE is this cute little guy in the upper, that side. That's our little toggle bot. And DEVCYCLE, we are a feature flag management platform. We are also not just a feature flag management platform, but we are part of, I'll pull up another banner. I should just have these open and I can screen share with them, but I'm just going to put them up as banners over top. We're also a big fan of OpenFeature. We're part of the OpenFeature ecosystem. And so, yeah, that's kind of a little bit about what we're all about. How does that relate to kind of Kubernetes? Well, OpenFeature is a CNCF project which aims to kind of standardize what feature flagging looks like in the wild. So it's not only a spec and a standard, but it's also a set of tools that allow for you to, explore feature flagging in a way that doesn't lock you into a specific vendor and allows you to do it in a really kind of clean and effective way. So what I do on these Does It Toggle streams, and if you're watching right now and you're like, oh, this guy's just talking, don't worry, we're going to get some live coding. But what I do on these streams is I just kind of play around with the idea of like, can you add a feature flag to this technology? So if you've watched this before, you'll know that I'm a big PHP fan. And so I often have kind of focused on PHP projects. We've done, I think Vue.js was our last one. So a lot of like front end, back end frameworks. So this is my first time playing around with an orchestration tool like Kubernetes is. And if you're watching this stream and you're like, I have no idea what Kubernetes is, I have no idea what K8s is, Don't worry, today I'm going to teach you a little bit about that too. But what I also want to do is I need to change my name. Hold on, let me go in here. I'm going to go add my headline at DEVCYCLE. And maybe I'll just say and avocado. Where's my avocado? There we go. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm gonna switch that up again. I know if you're watching this, you do not care at all what my headline looks like, but I do. I should have had this set up before, but here we are. Yeah, and again, I guess I didn't really even describe my role. So I'm a developer advocate, developer relations manager at DEVCYCLE. So I get to do this. I get to play around and do live streams and meet y'all in the community and go to events and do all this kind of fun stuff while also writing code. So I've got 2 hours booked for us today. We're already about 10 minutes into that. I don't have music going yet, though. You're just listening to me, but you want some smooth beats. Let's get some night driving, maybe. No, night driving is a little bit too slow today. Maybe lo-fi. I like lo-fi. Lo-fi I'm a big fan of. And if you're here watching the stream and you have the ability to say hello, please do. These streams, if it's just me talking to myself, it's not as much fun as if I get to talk to all of you. So please say hello in the chat. I'd love to know where you're from. I'd love to know why you're tuning in. We've got a good number of viewers for this stream. And I think it's because Kubernetes is, excuse me, awesome. And everybody wants to see somebody struggle with Kubernetes. So we're going to get a screen share up. But first, I'm going to put myself into focus mode and close down a bunch of stuff. Yeah, let's close this one. I don't need to see myself over here now. Let's close Discord. Don't switch. Let's close that. Let's get our screen share open. I'm going to end up moving windows around like I always do. But for now, entire screen. Let's share screen 2. All right, there you go. And then let's move me around. I've had some fun. What do we think? We got that one. We got that one. We got this one. This one's not bad. I might just actually... What about this one? Ooh, that's what I should have been doing. This is what I'm actually going to keep it here for a minute. I don't normally, but I'm going to keep it here for now because I feel like this is a good way to show off some stuff that doesn't need to be as big. Yeah, so let's come out. What is that stuff that doesn't need to be as big? Let's pull the DEVCYCLE site and pull that over here. There we go. This is what I should have been doing before, like a newscaster. Yes, this is DEVCYCLE. Like I said, feature flag management platform. This is OpenFeature. Very cool platform. Well, standard website. And then Kubernetes actually has, because you may not know what Kubernetes is. No, I don't want Kubernetes OpenFeature. Kubernetes. Yes, this is Kubernetes. Yes, it's just a little bit of information on what it is. This may not make a lot of sense to you, but I pulled up a couple of examples that I got to go and find that kind of explains Kubernetes to like a 5-year-old, which I think is really helpful here. Which is often an issue that we face in with feature flags too, is like people don't fully understand what feature flags are. Like they're simple in concept in some ways, but they're really complicated in others. So we're gonna look at that. But I gotta pull up my. Oh, I got lots of messages there. Let's close this. Don't need those messages coming up. Do I have my other window open? Let's unshare this for a second. Just pull me back over here, just so I don't accidentally dox myself. Okay. Don't need that open. Don't need that open. Don't need that open or that open. Okay. Let's do our screen share again. This one. Hey, there we go. Yeah, so I love this. I love that you Google. It's like, what is Kubernetes? And I think it's like, it's one of these really complicated technologies that's, yeah, it needs explanation like this. So I think I've got 3 examples here. I really liked this one because this explains it at like different stages. And I do really like the idea. Ooh, excuse me. Explain Kubernetes to a 5-year-old. Okay, so Kubernetes is like a big toy box that helps you play with your computer games and apps. I don't know if I buy that. A toy box doesn't have computer games and apps. So I don't know if not quite there. Just like a toy box, Kubernetes helps you keep all your computer games and apps in one place so you can easily find and play with them. Just like a toy box, Kubernetes makes sure your games and apps are safe and secure so they don't get lost or damaged. I feel like the example there could have just been like a phone. Like Kubernetes is like the phone on which the apps live. It can also help you play games faster so they work better. You can have more fun. And if one of your games or apps breaks or doesn't work right, Kubernetes can fix so it works again. Okay. I don't necessarily buy that analogy. We've got some other ones here, though, so we don't need to worry too much. High schooler, control center for applications, CS 101 student. That's where we're getting into more of the descriptions there. I don't know if this is super necessary. Let's go to this second one. Okay, this one I couldn't read. That's right. This one I could, though. Okay. Oh, no, this one. Yeah, this one I couldn't read, which was really unfortunate. Come on, Medium. I want to be able to access these things. I feel like, was it this one? Yeah, this was the one that I was reading the first time because it had like some good examples that were pulled from different places. Let's close this cookie consent window. I'm going to mute for just a second while I sneeze. All right, this news did not. Sorry, it happens. Okay, so where's the description that I saw in this one? Yeah, this is not what I care about. There's like a really good description that was non-technical. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Okay, this is like a better version of the toy box one that I think actually makes more sense. Okay, let's say an application environment is your old school lunchbox. The contents of the lunchbox were all assembled well before putting them into the lunchbox, but there was no isolation between any of these components. The Kubernetes system provides a lunchbox that allows for just-in-time expansion of the contents, scaling, and full isolation between every unique item in the lunchbox, and the ability to remove any item without affecting any of the other contents. I like that example, actually. That one's a good one. There's also an orchestra one in here. Orchestra? Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Here's an analogy. You think of container orchestrator like Kubernetes as you would a conductor for an orchestra. In the same way, a conductor would say how many trumpets are needed, which ones play first, trumpet, how loudly it should play. A container orchestrator would say how many web server front-end containers are needed, what they serve, how many resources to be dedicated. So we get here. It's all about orchestration. It's all about like having some sort of a system, a box with the way that it's scaled out. So that's what Kubernetes is. How we're going to make this work with feature flags, I don't know. And that's a conversation that we constantly receive at DEVCYCLE, especially when we go to these Kubernetes events. But today, we don't need to worry about this ourselves because the amazing folks, and maybe I'll look at this one in a minute. Yeah, maybe before we go into what we're actually going to do today, let's look at this. Oh, there's a Twitter thread here. Sound of Music, Lonely Goat Herd. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be... Ooh, explain Kubernetes to me like I'm 5. A platform for building platforms. Theme park where you have different rides and one can break down what the other ride's stopping. All you need to make sure people walk rides. Docker on acid, basically. I'll tell you when you're older. Tool for transforming VMware attacks into new complexity to manage yourself. There are boxes inside other boxes. Like Matryoshka dolls. Take care of the smallest one. More layers equals more complexity. Oh yeah, this was that lonely goat herd one stage. Yeah, so this is kind of cool. I feel like if I knew Sound of Music and the lonely goat herd more, that would make more sense. Make sure you go here. Oh, I forgot about this. There is this illustrated guide. I forgot about this. There's also like a video that goes along with it. It's not really a book though. This is more of a slide deck. Like it's a cool idea and it's like it's well illustrated, but I actually read through this and it wasn't as clear. Like it takes a lot of steps to get there. But this is another useful tool. Anyways, so I think we've got an idea. If you're watching this, you're probably like, oh, I know what Kubernetes is. I care about the feature flag side of things. It's really fine. I love that. But let's actually jump into what we're doing today. Okay, let's close this. And we're going to go over to the OpenFeature Kubernetes. So OpenFeature created an operator for Kubernetes. Hasn't been updated super recently, 2 months ago, but it exists. And this allows you to expose feature flags in your applications, injects flag-D sidecar into relevant pods. Flag-D, if you don't know, is kind of like the most minimal feature flag implementation that you can kind of implement. It's developed by the OpenFeature team and maintained by the OpenFeature team. But they have an operator. And the great thing is on the OpenFeature site, if you go to the tutorials tab, you actually get this thing that's like, there's a getting started guide and then there's cloud native flags with the OpenFeature operator. Now, I will say here that what I should have done is tried all of this before, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is twofold. One, it's been a very busy day and I've only been back in the office for a day. Two is I've been in meetings all day. And three is because I think it's actually very interesting to watch somebody kind of struggle through the setup process because it makes everybody feel like we're all part of the same team. And we all are. Like, I feel like I've seen a lot of talks recently that are kind of talking about imposter syndrome and we all think we're struggling with, like, we're the only people struggling with these things. And no, you're not. So I'm going to struggle through this today, even though I've got a team that's technically out there to like help me through this stuff. I'm going to struggle through it today. So let's look at this. Following tutorial, we'll see how to leverage. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. All right. And let's close this. Close. Okay. So in this tutorial, great. We'll see how to leverage flag-D and the OpenFeature operator to enable cloud-native self-hosted feature flags in your Kubernetes cluster. Flag-D is a feature flag daemon with a Unix philosophy. Small self-contained binary built in Go if you're a Go fan, that evaluates feature flags, uses standard interfaces, and runs just about anywhere. It does. It's actually very easy to run. I'm used to running flag-D in Docker, though, so this is going to be an interesting experience. Deployed in a central location, serving multiple clients, or embedded into a unit of deployment, such as a pod in Kubernetes. The OpenFeature operator is a Kubernetes flavored solution for easily adding flag-D to any relevant workloads. It parses Kubernetes spec files and adds flag-D and associated objects, blah, blah, blah. What's interesting here too, and you may not care about this, but I did, because I was like, why do they keep calling it Kubernetes? It's because Kubernetes, it's like K8S, because there's 8 letters in between the K and the S, and it's just like a nerdy way of abbreviating things. I think I might start to do that with all things. What can I call prerequisites? I'll call prerequisites 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. P11S. So let's do it. Let's look at the P11S. Ooh, and my throat is tired of coughing. All right. So if you don't have access to an existing Kubernetes cluster, which I don't, we can use kind, which is similar to Minikube. But it's supposed to be on nodes, so it makes for a slightly more realistic experience of using kind. This tutorial provides a 3-node cluster definition. Micro Kubernetes and K3S are easily installable clusters you can use locally. The benefit, these are basically identical to a production environment. Kube control, K9S. Let's see what we're recommending. Show me the commands. Downloading assets. What's this going to do? Okay. Okay, let's get our cluster up and running. We recommend you use kind for this demo, but you already have a KDEVCYCLE used to. Okay, let's use kind. So do I need to install kind before I get started? If you're a Go developer, that makes sense. Go is our thing. All right. Installing with a package manager, brew install kind. I'm assuming that we're going to need to install this first. Oh, that's the wrong place. Okay. Let's look through here. Okay. Using kind. Install cert manager, create namespace. Do we need cube control? Oh, I see. We need both of these things. So we need kind and we need cube control. Okay, that's good to know. What is cube control? Also, what is kind? Tool for running local Kubernetes clusters using Docker. So technically you need Docker too. That would have been good to know. You probably should have said that. Okay, fine. We're not kind of trying to get into the deep idiosyncrasies of kind or any of these other platforms. So let's just go ahead and install it. Let's go to kind again. Use guide quick start. I've got brew set up. So let's get our terminal open. Make this smaller. Hide that. All right. Good. So now, oh, and let's get rid of that brand thing in the upper right hand corner. It doesn't work anymore. I think it was hidden before. Okay, brew install kind, copy that. Where's our terminal? Okay, let's do this. Are you working? We'll zoom in here too. There we go. Something's happening. Things are happening, folks. All right. What is going on now? Okay, yeah, we did that. We did a thing. If you're here, by the way, if you're watching the stream, please go to a place where you are able to watch this and share the love and let me know what's going on. I'm going to share 2 links where you can comment along. Twitch.tv/DEVCYCLE HQ. So if you want to kind of have some comments here, you can go to, I love that I'm sharing the YouTube version of that. All right, go to twitch.tv/DEVCYCLE HQ, or you can go to youtube.com. Hey, I got a new subscriber. Fantastic. Or you can go to this link. I love that. Only my comments that are up there. Y'all can't see this right now. You're just looking at all of those installs. We can go here. It's our YouTube. Honestly, just go to like YouTube. Go to the DEVCYCLE HQ YouTube. I think it's youtube.com/channel/DEVCYCLE HQ. Or is it just /DevCycleH or /@DevCycleHQ? Ah, that's what it is. It's a better link. Yeah, so go there. Say hello. I'd love to not just be sharing links. I'd love to be talking with you all. By the way, whoever is sharing this stuff and is getting all these viewers here, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. My name's Andrew. What's your name? All right, let's go over to here again. Okay, so install kind. Kind again was our way to run Kubernetes locally. We're not going to use this stuff. We also need kube control. It's just a command line tool. Can I do this with brew too? Come on, Apple Silicon. Oh, do I have to curl it? Oh, come on. Install. Oh, homebrew. There we go. La da 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 da. Here we are. We've installed it. I hope that you're following along here and you're like, oh, I also don't fully understand what I'm doing all the time when I program, but that's part of the fun. I feel like I saw a great quote recently that said, you do the project to understand things, like, and I'm very much that. I'm very much experiential learner, like do the thing and I'll learn from doing. It's how I learned all my programming skills, or lack thereof. Depends on which side you want to land on that debate. Awesome. Disable behavior, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think we're installed. I'm gonna assume we are, and then we'll go back to the tutorial. Okay, so we got that. Show me the commands. Show me the commands. What's this? Oh, I guess I'm gonna see all of it wrapped. Okay, so this is gonna curl. It's gonna grab this end-to-end YAML file. Do I just want to put it into my main? I guess I will. No, I'm gonna do this into a folder. mkdir Kubernetes. lscd Kubernetes. I don't know why I didn't just call this K8s. That would have been so much easier. Yeah, let's just do another makedir. mkdir K8s. There we go. cd K8s. Huzzah! I need to zoom this in. Oh, I zoomed out the wrong way. Hold on. I want to make you bigger. Just you. So big! What has happened? I think I did a bad thing. Oh, you just can't see it because it's hidden. There we go. All right, so we're in here, and now we're gonna run this command that we copied. All right, so we got this curl. Let's grab that end-to-end YAML file. Then we'll take a look at what's in there. Should we open VS Code? VS Code is open folder. K8s, and then I'll drag this over. I also realized that I'm like looking one way. I should be looking at you. I like the way that this is set up though. Okay. Yeah, we're in here. And then YAML file. So what do we got in here? Let's make this a little bit bigger. Follow along. If you're here watching the stream, be sure to say hello. Hello, Andrew. I'm here. Okay. Flags for our UI. Core, view on beta, feature flag, UI flags, fleck, spec, fleck. Oh, Andrew. Okay, so we've got our spec here. So basically UI flags. This isn't actually directly related to anything. This is the stuff that we actually is kind of more based on the spec that we use in OpenFeature. So we've got flags, new welcome message, state enabled, variants on, off, default variant off, okay, hex color, variant. So we're going to have a new welcome message. We're going to have something colored, and we know it's going to be default. Whatever the message is off. The default is going to be the blue color. It's going to be enabled, targeting if in at faas.com, in email, show yellow and null. Okay. That's fine. Flags, these are back-end things. Oh, I guess we have our front-end application, our back-end application. Okay, this all makes sense. I guess this is making sense in Kubernetes. So we basically have like different information for each one of our nodes, I guess, that are in here. If I'm using the right language, memo loop, targeting rules. So again, we've got sort of variance, recursive, memo loop, binet. Not sure what that is. Use remote fib service, on, off. Same kind of language, feature flag, source, custom resource, configure flag D to source flags from feature flag CRDs, API version, feature flag source, feature flags, open feature demo, source, app flags, Kubernetes, UI flags, Kubernetes, deployment of demo app using our custom resources, deployment. So I guess, is this just how you do Kubernetes? You just do it all through YAML files? I guess I should know that. I should have known the answer to that question, but I assume the answer is yes. Replicas. Yeah, this is all specific Kubernetes stuff. So this makes sense. Yeah, so like a lot of your work is being done in these charts. All of this is making more sense to me now. How do you use feature flags? People ask. Here is how you use feature flags. In Kubernetes. All right, so this is setting up a node port for our demo app. It's going to run on 30,000. Service exposed flag D for client-side evaluations. Amazing. Okay, I mean, that's all pretty, it's fine. That makes sense. So basically, this is all the flag D evaluation rules for the two applications. And then this is basically all the work where we're actually deploying the apps in flag D. Oh, and it's deploying the Playground app. Oh, I don't love the Playground app. But here we are. Hopefully they'll give examples in the demo information. All right, here we are back in the demo. So we did this thing, we have that, building our cluster. Now let's get our cluster up and running. We recommend using Kind, but if you have K, as you install, you can skip, but if you already have, you can skip to install certain using Kind. All right. Download the cluster definition file. Wonderful. Let's go back over to VS Code. Let's make this the right size for us. Let's open a terminal. All right. You can tell that I'm sick. It sounds, it's like in my chest. And I've been coughing so much. I need another cough drop. I'm going through Ricolas, like they're going out of style. All right, let's see what we got here. I wonder if Copilot knows Kubernetes. Maybe it does. All right, so we got this curl. I want to see what this does. I want to find out. Okay, control plane. What is a control plane? Control plane. Oh, in Kubernetes, like I'm 5. Oh, is this the one that I couldn't read? Oh no, this is on dev. This is on dev too. Might be able to log in with GitHub. All right. No, what? I want to see the Kubernetes stuff. There we go. Docker images. No, I just want, what is the control plane? There we go. Components. Here is our control plane. Nodes. This will all make sense once it's up and running, right? Oh, Kubernetes. I once had a conversation with somebody. I said, what is Kubernetes for? And they said, for Kubernetes. I nodded and smiled. It does all make sense. You want to organize things and be able to scale them. I get all that. Just the nomenclature doesn't all make a huge amount of sense to me. Global decisions about the cluster. Okay. So this is control plane. Listening port, worker. Waka, waka, waka. Okay, so we got this. We did the instruction. Then create our cluster. Ooh, this is our first kind command. We're gonna see if this kind command works. Paste. All right. Failed to create cluster. Oh, it's because Docker's not open. Let me open Docker. Seriously, if you're watching this, I'd love to say hello to you. So please come in, say hello, say it in chat. Looks like a lot of people are watching this on Twitter right now. So welcome, Twitter audience. I hope that you are enjoying the show. Nice. All right, let's try this again. Hey, things are happening. Things are happening, people. All right, ensuring node image. I like the little emoji graphic. That makes me very happy. Preparing nodes, writing configurations, starting. I really like these emojis. Is that silly? That's silly that I'm a big fan of kind just because of this. If you're interested in what's going on in the background in Docker, here's Docker right now. Well, all that stuff is happening. So containers, yeah, we got kind worker, control plane, all this stuff happening in here, inspect, stats files. I realized you could do this in Docker. Interesting. Images, node. Oh, I got a WordPress thing here. Created 2 months ago. That's not true. I need to delete that WordPress one. I'm never going to touch that again. This was not created 2 months ago. 2 minutes ago, maybe. All right. What's going on? Let me close this down. All right. You second control. No. All right. Great. Not sure what to do next. Ooh, I like that. Quick start. No, we're going to follow our guide. Install cert manager. Great. Next, because our operator makes use of webhooks, we need some certificate infrastructure. So this, because our operator makes use of webhooks, why are we making use of webhooks? Not sure. We'll figure that out afterwards. Let's copy all this. All right. What are we doing? Oh, I know what we're doing. I got distracted. I saw a LinkedIn message come in. No, not that. VS Code. All right, let's paste this in again. So here we're running kubectl apply, the cert manager download, and wait, timeout, condition available true, cert manager. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, good things. Good things. By the way, if you're interested in more of this, I should put this up. I don't know why I don't actually ever put it up. You can find me on all the socials at this address. So if you're interested in connecting with me about DEVCYCLE stuff, connect with me on social at, there we go. Yeah, if you're interested in connecting with me after the stream, or even during the stream, you can follow me. I'm everywhere, Andrew D. McLean. Okay, well, that's working. Condition met. I like that everything is flowing right now with this tutorial, and that's not always true. So I'm very happy about that. Let's hide that. We don't need that anymore. Also, I love that we're keeping numbers up. People are sticking around. I'm a Kubernetes newbie, but I'm getting through things. Great namespace. I do feel like I'm kind of blindly following this tutorial. It's fine though, it's working. I feel like if your first experience with something is fine, you're willing to explore it more. No, I don't need this open anymore. Back in here. Okay. Create namespace. Okay, that's great. I created a namespace. Let's go. Create namespace. Install OpenFeature operator. And finally, let's install the operator itself. Yes. Copy. Yeah. Although I'm not actually doing anything in this folder, I do not need VS Code open at all right now because there's no code to look at. Okay. I mean, damn, this is fast. This is fast. If you're watching the stream right now, I'm curious why you decided to drop in. Are you interested in checking out Kubernetes, feature flags, all the above? You just saw my tweet and you wanted to check it out. Yeah, super curious why folks are here. Please throw it in chat. Please, I implore you, go to our chat spaces and talk to me, or at me on the socials, on the medias. All right. I'm also like checking other things right now. All right. Okay, let's go back to the tutorial. Things got away from me. Let's close this down. Don't need that open anymore. There we go. Okay, so I created my namespace. I think I installed the operator. VS Code. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, back over here. Deploy our workload. Let's see. If I'm wrong, then this just won't work. But I'm pretty sure I did just do that. It's got to be styling you can do for the terminal in VS Code. I have not explored that yet. Okay. Services created. Success! We did a thing. Okay. If you're using K9S or some other media cluster, should look something like this. I don't need to visualize. Probably should have done that. Forward this service if not using kind. I am using kind. Oh. Oh. Fantastic. Experiment with OpenFeature. You should now see our fictional app at this address. We did a thing! We deployed Kubernetes cluster. I did it. I'm officially a DevOps engineer. I'm an SRE. I am all of the things. I'm available for hire, of course. If you two would like to spin up your own Kubernetes instance, I'm your man. My deets are here. But in all seriousness, though, that was actually a very smooth process. I don't fully understand everything that I did there, but this was actually smoother than spinning up this app itself just in Docker, which I did before. I don't really like this. Application, like this sample application. I have a feeling it probably makes sense somehow, but I don't understand it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Bad things happened. Stop. What happened? No. Oh, all right. Okay. Great. What did I just do? I feel like I broke something. There we go. Close. Okay. Wunderbar. Let's go back over here. For this demo, we get flag definitions with the custom resource definitions you applied in the end-to-end, which we saw. The resource type is feature flags, and there are two instances defined. One's called UI flag, and one's called app flags. Below, you'll see how you can modify these instances to change feature flags. This file also contains service and deployment definitions, but these need not be modified as part of this demo. You may be interested in the OpenFeature this. Annotations, though, which the OpenFeature operator uses to detect which workloads require D. OpenFeature.dev enabled. Setting this to true instructs the operator to inject flag D as a sidecar. It's a sidecar. If everybody knows what a sidecar is, let me know. Flag source, first feature flag source TRD, which defines flag D configurations, including its flag sources. Okay. So I will say what's nice here is like, if you're not a developer, like using flag D is not hard, because really it's basically just a JSON file normally, not a YAML file. But this was pretty smooth. I literally just had to run a bunch of command lines or things in the terminal. Feature flag source, custom resource, name flag sources can be used as feature flags here as mentioned above. In simple terms, you can think of feature flag sources as a resource that associates a workload with one or many feature flag instances. I don't want to do that. Next, let's start learning how OpenFeature is helping Fibber manage this landing page. Hey, let's see how this is working. This company's been in the process of changing the name of our app, but legal hasn't quite finished the process yet. Here we've updated a simple feature flag that can be used to update the name instantly without redeploying our application. Change the default variant of the feature flag to on in the UI flags, and then redeploy the change with. All right. Welcome to Fibonacci as a service. All right, let's follow their instructions. So we're going to go into VS Code. I really wish that this was super high quality for y'all. Because it is when I get to see it on here, but I know it goes through lower quality on a lot of the channels. Okay, so we're not in here. We're not in the kind cluster. That's all kind specific stuff, which isn't very much. We don't need to change it. Let's change this down here. All right, so this is where we were defining stuff, and this is where we're saying change the default variant from off to on, and then redeploy. So let's go save that, and then we're going to do exactly what they said. We're going to run this command here. So cube control apply default on end-to-end. Wonderful, and let's head over to here again. Hey, I want to see how fast that happened though. I'm going to change it back and we're going to have it like separate. We will also, I don't know if we can look at the code in there. We must be able to look at the code somewhere. So we can see how this actually works in the code. Da, 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 ba, 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 ba. Oh, and I guess provider. Yeah, I don't think the M one works. Okay, let's change this back to off. Off. Thank you, Mr. AI. All right, and let's run the same command again. Don't need to paste. Let's see how fast this changed. And you should notice at the top left-hand corner. Damn, that's fast. That's pretty incredible. And I realize this is local hosted, but that's pretty incredible. Well done, Kubernetes. Well done, Kubernetes. I also am going to share something interesting I learned about Kubernetes when I was preparing for this, because I think you might find it interesting as well. Maybe not. But before I do that, I'm going to go top up my water. So I will be back in 1 second. I'm going to set my banner to say, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And I'm just going to even leave this up here. I have like another thing, but I'm just going to like pull myself off for 1 second. I'll be back in just a second. I didn't lose everybody. I love that. Thanks for still being here, everybody. I know you were all like, I'll take a coffee break too. Sorry, guys and girls. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I just needed some water today. It's a water-heavy day. So what's cool though is that's literally how flag-D works and feature flagging. So basically we've got like these like simple targeting rules, but right there we didn't actually really change any targeting rules. We changed the default variant that's shown. I think the tutorial is going to show us how to do the actual targeting stuff though. All right, so yeah, we already did this. Notice that the welcome message came from this to this. Great, now let's help the design team experiment into a color palette. Let's change the color of our landing page. Change the default variant of hex color and use Control to apply the change. You'll notice it changed immediately. Okay, let's do that. I think it's the same process again. I don't need to see this though. Can I close this? Yeah, I can. I guess it has to be that big at least. Ooh, I just got a notification. Hey, it's from my good friend PJ. We're applying to a conference together, and I'm excited because we're gonna start hearing back about them. All right. Okay. I need to. There we go. I think this should still be big enough for y'all. So basically we've defined like these hex codes here, and from blue, let's change it to, I don't know, I'm a big red fan. Actually, I'm a big yellow fan. What is it set to now? Yellow, because we're wearing the yellow glasses today. And then we should be able to run the same command here. Let's make sure we have the right one open. Frig, that's fast. I'm pretty impressed with how speedy this is to make changes. And it's literally just changing something in a YAML file. Uh-oh. I think what's happening with Next.js is happening to me with Kubernetes. It's not a bad thing, but I worry. I may have to shift into it to be an SRE. Also, I hope, I know you're not necessarily realizing this, but shout out to GitHub, who has furnished this office, not like on their own accord necessarily, but like lots of plushies and all these Octocats. I got this Octocat for a talk that I did recently, and it was really awesome. But we've gone are the banners. They didn't make it back from Europe, which say that we're part of the OpenFeature ecosystem. But maybe we'll get more printed in the future. All right, you're not here for that though. You're here for more Kubernetes stuff. Okay, we changed to yellow. Spectacular. But if we look at this page, yeah, let's see here. Okay, so we changed the color. Amazing. Flag evaluation can take into account contextual information about the user. This is, I think, the really powerful thing. So the fib algo flag returns a different result if our email ends with at faz. All right, let's run Fibonacci. Run it once as customer without being logged in, then log in as an employee. Use any email. Okay. With .faas. I shall, Mr. Tutorial. Miss Tutorial. The tutorial. All right, let's go here. And we're going to run this. Let's set it down to 1. I have no idea what this is doing. Hey, 126 milliseconds. So now we're gonna go log in, and we're gonna use, let's use user@fast.com. And of course, well done, 1Password. We're trying to get in there. We're actually gonna go like this and log in. Okay, so that ran it that way. Now if I run it this way, oh. What if I log out? Can I log out? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so they're always up a lot higher. And then when I log in, log in with user at, and then I'll copy that, log in, changes all of that. Does it actually like set me into this No, it's the same title. All right. So it worked. It did the thing. Let's run Fibonacci. Run it once as customer without being logged in, then log in as employee. It's driven by rules defined app flags, which control our server-side flags and is predicated on the email address of the user. Feel free to experiment with your own flags and rules. Okay, awesome. If you delete a kind cluster, you can clean everything up by running. I don't want to delete a kind cluster. Okay, great. We did that, but now I want to see if we can change anything else. I mean, the whole fun with this is being able to mess around. So could we define new rules? Probably not, but I think we can probably add new colors. Like, for example, I am a big purple fan. It's a good purple hex. Shades of purple. No, I do like iris. That's the one. So let's head back over here. Wonder if it'll matter if it's uppercase or lowercase. We're gonna find out. Let's go purple. And then we should just need to update this. And if I go back over here, it doesn't like that. I wonder if these are hard-coded or maybe 5D3 FD3. Save. Update. Oh, none of that is updating. Is this because I'm logged in, maybe? Oh, yeah, there we go. It's red. Now if I go purple, it's weird. That's a weird bug. Not a bug. Maybe it's a feature. Hey, there's my color. I like that. Speaking of which, would you call this red? I don't know if I would call that red. Hold on. Let me get that up again. I don't know if I would call that red. What about what does green look like? These are all very muted. I suppose is the nature. I'm not a muted person. As you might have been able to tell. I like that purple. Oh, I like it so much. Okay, great. So that's amazing. We got targeting rules there. Variation email. Oh, I want to get into the code. Does it give us anything more, or is that it? Okay, I see. So yeah, okay, so this makes sense. That's why I was seeing yellow. So if I set this to like red and then save, so it's gonna be purple for like a default user, but then if I logged in with that user at user at, I think it's at fast.com. No, I don't want to save that. Log in. Yeah, so it's always gonna show as red. I'll set those yellow or maybe blue, green. But then I gotta redeploy. All right, so like that tracks. More water. Just need to be hydrated all the freaking time. Okay, so that's what's happening there. And then the reason the Fibonacci sequence is happening is because of this. So it's using recursive generally, but then in the targeting rules, we're saying if fast.com, like if it contains that, then use Binet. But if I want them to be the same, because recursive is the default, like I can show you how to do that. Like, it's pretty simple. I love that it's all in just YAML. This is a pretty, I gotta say, like, well done OpenFeature team. Where's the writing? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, what are we talking? Recursive. Should be able to redeploy. And now, if I run this at 1, give me a minute. I just don't want to take a long time, that's all. Should see in that like 100 area. Oh no, 18. Oh, did I redeploy? Recursive. Recursive. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Maybe that'll work. So much counting. 4031. Okay. Should be around the same thing. And then if I log out, it should be very similar. Yeah. Yeah. So that works. So that worked. So yeah, basically you set the variance, and this is the same way you use most feature flag platforms. You set the variance, you name the flag, you set the different versions of the flag in the variance, you set a default variant that you want to show, and then whether this flag is enabled. And so this is different. So basically, like, you can disable this. I think, what do I do? What happens if I do this as disabled? Actually, I haven't done this before. Disabled? Will it work at all? Just continue to count up? Or does it go to the... I think it might just go to the default. Remote Fibonacci series. I wonder if it's reading from here. Can I actually look at this? This might be where it's grabbing the Fibonacci stuff from, just so it runs fast. I have no real clue here. Yeah, of course I can't do anything with that. Can I actually see that? No. All right. Well, fine. This is all good. This is all well and good. Everything's working here, but I do want to dig into the code just so you can see what this looks like in code as well for anybody that's interested. How do we do that? Maybe it's in Docker. It's probably in Docker. Containers, control plane, files. Open in file editor. Hide file editor, open file editor. Oh, no, I don't want to. Yeah, this is definitely where it's happening. The question is, where is that application running? Boot. Can I search within here? Search for image. I'll try. Demo? No. No. I think it is in here, though. I'd really love to know where. It's not there. It's not in home. Kind. Media, mount, opt. No, I don't think it's in here. No. Swaps, user, games. No. Bin. Where is it contained? Because we did do that in kind. We may get to that, but it's fine. If not, I can pull up the demo application and show you in the code. Just would like to do some edits in it, to be honest. And end. Forward the service. OpenFeature demo, logs, If you're watching this and you know where I should be looking for this application, please let me know. Files? I do think it's in here. Here be dragons. Don't change this. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is literally just kind. What if I look in the workers? I feel like this is going to show me the same thing. Dev environments? No. In use. Backups. Okay, could be here. Used by kind worker. I feel as though it's hidden somewhere in here. Maybe not. Dearest. Oh, here we go. Target var. Maybe it's in var. No, that's what we were just looking at. Run, opt, spool. It's not here. This tells you that I'm not an SRE or anybody in DevOps. I want to search for a file in a Kubernetes pod. I think they're really going to shell a bash. I guess I can't do this. Cube by example? I mean, maybe I can. I don't know. Cannot find file. Just looking at stuff on Reddit. Where is it? Is it like legitimately not in here? I feel like it is. Yeah, so it is in the control plane. Volume data. Where is it? Host port. Sandbox. Kubernetes, volume, bind, overlay, graph driver. Like, where are you? Kind control plane. Hosts, entry point, env. No. Oh, that's nice. I like that. State running image. I don't know, man. I don't know. Stats. Exec. Like, where can I find these files? If I'm looking for the actual, is it not in the control plane? No, this is using 30% of my CPU. It must be in here. Docker env. What's this? Nothing in there. Nothing there. Cannot show. Not a regular file. I mean, fine. Fine. then I'm gonna have to do it my own way. That's frustrating. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. View files inside. Is it a pod? View files. Oh, my keyboard's glitching out. Inside Kubernetes. My keyboard is not having a good time. Battery might be dying. What did we call this? View files inside of kind. Docker. How to view the contents of a Docker image. Oh, really? Oh, I don't like that. Showing 4 items. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's in here. I don't think so. Apt, containered, private? I don't think so. Systemd, log, mail, opt. Yeah, I have no idea where the CP gets installed and is running. Fine. You have it your way, Docker. Have it your way, Kubernetes. So I mean, like, Kubernetes getting it up and running worked, but let's go OpenFeature Playground. I feel yeah, flag D. Okay, so yeah, I think the same thing, right? So providers, all that fun stuff. Rebranding. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so let's go into config. No, this is all related to that stuff. Packages, schemas, scripts, images, packages, schemas, scripts. Images, packages. Is it this? Source, app. Come on. Yeah, so this is a Nest app. Michael, if you're watching this, I'd be super curious to know how to dive into this deeper environment stuff. Yeah. App, controller. Yeah, so that's controller stuff. Module. Where's the physical, like, where's the actual providers? Yeah, that's switching between providers. So whereas we were using flag D, technically you could also use DEVCYCLE or another platform that had like a Kubernetes that has a provider that would work with Kubernetes. But right now I think flag D is the only one that works. All right. Oh, that's just the service. It's all the backend stuff, isn't it? Is this it? Or is this just all the logic? Holy moly. App. Source. Assets. Public. I think this is the one. App. Fibonacci. Yes. Calculate, auth, service user, username, password, Nest SDK. Yeah, so this is slightly different than what we're looking for, but I do want to find an implementation of the feature flag in here. Oh, TypeScript and I are not friends. It's my deep discovery every time I go and play around with this stuff. What about in the main? No, nothing there. What if I just look for, I think if I just look for Boolean in here, it should find something. Boolean. Resolve Boolean evaluation. Come on. Where are you hiding, Pat? Footer, tour available, Boolean. Come on. Okay. This might be it. So I'll give an example. Boolean. Where's the actual evaluation happening? So here we go. So here's an example where we are pulling in demo page props. So here's an example, like fundamentally, of how this is working. So like you can kind of see here that we're getting the OpenFeature client, and it's not exactly like case for case as we had in our example that we just saw there, but basically we're getting the different state information, and then you can see here that's used in kind of like ternary logic in here. Let me search for, there should be a question mark. Yeah, so we've got like, yeah, here we go. So like this state, if welcome message is true, show fiber math is speed of the internet. If it's false, welcome to fast Fibonacci as a service. So that's kind of the idea here is like you're basically running Boolean logic inside of your backend or front end. And I think we can also see that. Yeah, I should have gone into the demos, but it's less clear how to do this background calculator. I think this will be the same thing. Hex color, React calculator. Oh, this is the actual calculator itself that's part of this application that we saw there. So you can see here that we're pulling in, yeah, like hex color, on click, step calculator, user hex color. So we're pulling in that. So again, this is, yeah, this is all a just like implementations of, excuse me, the different feature flags that we've kind of set in there. So the hex color or the whatever feature flag that you're kind of looking for, you're going to use in a very similar way. So you can either just call it or you can do some logic that's in there. So this isn't a great example. Also, let me show you a really good example. It's not going to apply to the situation that we're in right now, but we've been developing at DEVCYCLE some really good examples. I guess I should stay on github.com labs, and we'll just go with a JavaScript example because I cannot be darned to, yeah, let's go PHP example. Do y'all want somebody started my PHP Leaf one? Oh, I love that so much. Update 4 days ago. Who's updating my stuff? I love that. Okay. OpenFeature view 3. No. Come on. Pay hash pay. Okay. So here's an example. It's very similar to the one that DEVCYCLE has. I can even spin this one up. Do I want to? I don't know if I'm going to do it on the stream, but I'll at least show you the code. And even if you don't know PHP, like this should make a lot of sense here. So like, here's the way that you initialize the client. Again, all this stuff is going on in the background in your Kubernetes application, but basically we're getting the, excuse me, DEVCYCLE and OpenFeature clients. And then when you're actually using this, in our example, like, yeah, I guess another example of kind of the, that like text change that we saw. So here we had like this text change up here. This is very similar to, where did it go? So maybe it needs to do dark mode. Can I do dark? Can I get into dark mode here? Oh, whatever, it's fine. But here we're grabbing the OpenFeature client, get string value. So we're getting string value for a variable called example text. And then the default that it would show there would be the default language. And then we're feeding in a context. And so all of this stuff is very similar to what we're seeing over here. So our context is this like targeting information. So we're feeding in the information that we're wanting to use for targeting, the name of that flag, we call it a variable. Here is fib algo, like the Fibonacci algorithm. For us, obviously, it's called example text. And then we're setting it as default here, whereas over here, we're setting our default state as say recursive. It's all exactly the same though. Same kind of feature flag setup. We're even using the same language as them. So if we go back over to here, you can see here that kind of based on the value of example text, we'll adjust the content of the header. So here we could say if this example text string returns step 1, then it would show this text in the header and this text in the body. If it was case 2, it would show this text in the header, this text in the body, step 3. And the default, which is kind of our default mode that we had there, it would show kind of this default mode here. I can and then you can see here, like this is kind of how it's actually showing up in there. We have this app description, then we've got like a header and a body. So that's really kind of fundamentally how feature flags work. And now, like with that operator, with that Kubernetes operator, what's really great is that you are able to do that all in YAML, like all the targeting rule setup stuff, you're able to do in a YAML file thanks to flag D. You could technically, if there was another Kubernetes operator for another one of the providers, I think as long as they built out some sort of an operator themselves, you could also do it there. I don't know for sure, but I mean, like flag D gives you a really great starting place. So I also wouldn't necessarily push it if you're looking to just get started with this, because really, if you look at flag D's code itself, I think they're just called OpenFeature. OpenFeature. All right, OpenFeature. Oh, OpenFeature has nothing. I wonder why. OpenFeature? Dash feature, that's why. But yeah, if you look at flag D, there we go. Yeah, you can see here, like normally you would just start flag D, you'd read from a JSON file, and then it's structured like this. No. Does it give us an example? Yeah, it does give us an example. It's like, yeah, here's an example. Oh, it's even in YAML too. So it's not always in JSON. That's good to know. I thought it was, but I guess you can do it in YAML there too, which would make sense because you're doing it in YAML. In Kubernetes. So, but yeah, so same idea here, right? You got your flags, names of the flags, the state, whether it's on or off, either enabled or disabled, the variants on, off, key 1, key 2. This is a string flag, a float flag, an int flag, an object flag, with object, yeah, like key value pair, is color yellow. So yeah, and then again, we've got these targeting rules here, and then fib algo. Yeah, so you can kind of get an idea here of how all of this actually fits together. And I love how easy that was to get set up. Now, again, I do not fully understand all of the things that I did there, but the guide works. And I mean, the fact that you can use feature flags here, like, I think a lot of people, when they think about feature flags, they think in Kubernetes, they're like, oh, how can I use this in like my deployment process? And I don't really know the answer to that. And maybe if I look at Where are you? Deployment of demo app. Yeah, so like none of this is actually feature flags. None of this is actually feature flags. None of this is feature flags. All of our feature flag stuff is either like back end or front end. So it's for the applications that are within your cluster, but you're able to control it all from here. And I think that is super powerful and super cool and super fun and super smooth, like just to get that set up. And I feel like if you know Kubernetes a lot better, then this whole process would have been made much more sense, if that makes sense. Makes much more sense if that makes sense, which it probably does. But I think that with all that said, we're like an hour and 40 minutes in, which is a lot longer than I thought that we were going to go. I know I booked 2 hours, but I didn't always think that we were going to get that to that point. I thought I would have a big error. So let's follow the final step in this process, in this guide. Last step, kind delete cluster. Let's try it. Kind delete cluster. Deleting cluster kind. And with that, our container is gone. Our image is gone. Oh, our image is still there. It's unused though. Delete. Delete forever. Volumes are gone. Everything's gone. Like, it was that smooth. I mean, come on, man. That's pretty freaking awesome to be able to go through that process to spin up a Kubernetes cluster. Not that you would ever, like, it doesn't make sense to run it locally, but like the fact that we were able to do it, I would have been interested to try that on like a larger service, like a Sibo or another kind of big player like that. But I think like end of the day, the TLDR here is that was pretty painless to use this OpenFeature tutorial to get it up and running. And you could probably easily add this into your own project. Like, really, what's needing to be done here? I don't think you actually need to change anything in here because this is all related to maybe here. So you might need to set some of the container port stuff, but really this you would just add to your end-to-end YAML file. This is all spec stuff. This is all spec stuff. I think, yeah, flags for UI. Yes. Flags for our backend. Feature flags, source custom resources, configuring flag D to source flags from feature CRDs. Oh, see, now I get it. Now I get the like webhooks idea and why we need to set a lot of this stuff up. It's just because we're technically running, we're running that flag D application. So that's there. And then also I should center this. It's going to bother me. There we go. Yeah, that's all good. Deployment of demo apps. Yeah, like you would have your own app in here. So you would need to run the demo app, spec replicas and feature demo enabled. You would need the feature flag source stuff. Yeah, I mean, this was pretty smooth. You could definitely add this to a project. I'm curious if anybody out there has done this, has added feature flags to a Kubernetes project before. Let us know. I'd love to know if anybody's using this in production. Interestingly enough, this should not be running anymore, I think. There we go. If you Google feature flags how to implement, you tell what I've been searching for. Feature flags, Kubernetes. I think there's some like guides here too. Oh, that's not high. Kubernetes. Yeah, they talk about feature gates here a lot. Actually, a long conversation at DevRelCon, or not DevRelCon, KubeCon about this. Yeah, they talk about feature flags in here. So there's actually like some feature flags that are built into the Kubernetes platform. But yeah, how to use feature flags. This example that we just looked at, enabling UI feature flags in Kubernetes. Yeah. Oh, Rancher too. They're a pretty big player there. Oh, does feature? Oh, Flagsmith has a Kubernetes operator that. Do they? Oh, they do. I like that. Something to consider. Operator hub. Feature flags, Rancher can use delivery, fleet, So they just have feature flags. Yeah, that's just for enabling features. Enabling feature flags on Kubernetes. You can add a template override to management subsystem. Oh yeah, these are just like default. So this is like, yeah, IBM API. Yeah, these are just like the same thing. Some specific features that are built into the platform, not if you're looking to add them yourself. What about here? Some GitLab stuff should be good. Benefits, tutorials. Flux and the GitLab agent for Kubernetes. Yeah, I've heard Flux a lot mentioned in this feature flag conversation in the cloud native space. Yeah, a lot of the same process here. Same process. There's a lot more here, though. Holy moly. Really? Yeah, that takes you a lot longer to get in here. I would definitely use the OpenFeature option. That's much smoother. Not that this is bad at all, but I like ours. I like the way we did it with OpenFeature better. So if you are wanting to go through and do this tutorial yourself, you're like, oh, Andrew, you butchered it. You can head over, and I'll put this in chat. You can head over to openfeature.dev, click on the tutorials, and you can walk through the doing this in the cloud native flags. You can also do PHP, JavaScript, Java, Go, lots of cool stuff there. Definitely check it out. I haven't done the JavaScript one. I've done the PHP one. It's awesome. Excuse me. It's done it's really easy to follow through, especially if you're a PHP developer, I guess. Haven't done the other ones, but I have a suspicion that they're probably very similar. And then there's always lots of new awesome content that's coming out as well. Lots of ways to get involved. So definitely check those out. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into DEVCYCLE stuff, not that you need to, because the nice thing about DEVCYCLE and OpenFeature is that we allow you to avoid vendor lock-in, is if you go to, I'm going to just go to devcycle.com. If you go to solutions product, is it at the bottom now? Yeah, go to our docs. I guess it was that. Oh, there we go. Found it. Yeah, go to our GitHub. You won't have to go through this process, but I do. And then in our main docs, you won't find anything. But if you go to DEVCYCLE HQ-labs, you can search. Just go into the search bar in here and search bar, and look up OpenFeature. OpenFeature, and you will find a ton of examples of these OpenFeature apps, and so like in all of the different flavors and languages that you might enjoy. So definitely go in there, check them out if you want to play around with OpenFeature in sort of a provider area, like a vendor area. But also don't feel the need. The OpenFeature site is awesome. DEVCYCLE doesn't currently have a Kubernetes operator with OpenFeature. I don't know if it's on our pipeline, but it's in the world now that we're out there and supporting OpenFeature. So you never know what's going to come down the road in the future. All right. So we've looked at DEVCYCLE. We've looked at OpenFeature. We actually got a Kubernetes cluster up and running. Go, Andrew. And I think with that, a couple minutes earlier than I thought I was going to end things off, but nonetheless, I think a good time to finish things off is now. So be sure to check out the tutorials over on the OpenFeature page, and be sure to check out DEVCYCLE if you're interested. So if you're wondering, hey, Andrew, let me unshare my screen for a sec. Just get my big smiling face up there. If you're wondering, hey, Andrew, when are you going to be back? Oh, I also had a different background on all day. I'm going to change it right now. Not that I need to, but right there. Haha. If you've been saying to yourself, when can I see you on this awesome live stream again, Andrew? You don't have to wait very long. I think I'm back on tomorrow with my good friend Will from One Signal. Tomorrow? Yes, we're going to be streaming same time tomorrow. So be sure to tune in again tomorrow if you want to see what Will and I are building, which is I totally forgot. We're going to be building something with, let me share my screen again. We're going to do PHP Leaf. Come on, PHP leave. We're going to be building a One Signal. And why are you not working, keyboard? It's going to start working all at once. Or not at all. Ah, there we go. HP. Huzzah! Go! I think my battery might be dying in my keyboard. Definitely is. Ooh, leaflet. Yeah, so we're going to be building some extensions for Leaf PHP tomorrow. So be sure to, we're going to get started with the process. We may not get there, but I love PHP. I really do. It's a fun language. So definitely tune in, check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. In the meantime, if you are looking at connecting with us, or if you want to connect with me, you can always find me on social at Andrew D. McLean. So here is where you can find moi. Oh, and let me unshare my screen. Here's where you can find moi. That's where you can wave and say hello. Let me even add that. I'm gonna hide that for a second, and I'm just gonna add a little wavy wave. Wave. There we go. Let's get that going again. Yeah, you can find me on social, Andrew D. McLean. I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn and Threads and all the places that people are online. Ooh, my hair is having a bit of a crazy day today. Or if you want to connect with us in kind of a more formal DevCycle way, you can find us over at bit.ly/DevCycle Discord, where you are able to connect with all the members of our team, say hello, drop in, and I'd love to show you around DevCycle as well. So if you're interested, be sure to come check it out. But either way, there's lots of fun stuff in the feature flagging space. So lots of really cool things coming down the pipeline. All right, everybody. So with all of that, I'm going to say thank you all for tuning in and sticking with me for so long. Like, I've had more viewers on this stream than I've had in a very long time. And so I guess Kubernetes is really popular or something, or y'all just really enjoyed the stream. But either way, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you sticking around, listening to me jabber and code and deploy and look at feature flags. You're all absolutely fantastic. I super appreciate you being here. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing y'all around the DevCycle community. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.